Layla, what do you think? Should we film a Z06 video today? I think so. It's been a little while. You want to tell everyone what your favorite part is? Oh, the engine? Alright, let's go check it out.
Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Ship Talk TV. We are standing here today with the 2023 C8 Corvette Z06 2LZ. So this has been probably one of my favorite cars that I have ever owned, but I really wanted to make this video today to highlight to you guys some of the things that I personally would have changed in the development of this car. Now, again, do not get me wrong. This is one of the best cars ever built, especially for the price, the speed, the comfort, the durability. It comes with a warranty. Man, it is just absolutely off the hook. I love my C8 Corvette Z06, so GM, please do not take this personally, but also please take this feedback and please change the little things that a lot of us don't like on the car moving forward into the new production models. So without further ado, let's jump right into the 5 things I hate about my 2023 C8 Corvette Z06. So one of the first things that I noticed when I got the car that I did not like right off of the bat was this side intake. Now let me be very clear. This side intake looks way better than the regular C8 Stingray. But what I don't like about it is the second I drove it off the lot, this thing was already shooting rocks down the side of the car. So this is not necessarily the side intake's fault. What it actually is a problem with is the front tire. So the front tire has a slight offset out to the front fender, I guess you could say, and in the mud flap, which I'll show you here shortly, does not extend enough to block the rocks from shooting all the way down the side of the car and coming into this side intake. So check this out. I've turned the wheel so you can't really see it right this second, but I wanted to show you guys this mud flap right here. You see this flap right here? It actually looks like they put it here as an additional guard for the rocks, which tells me that they actually probably already knew this issue was happening. You can see it kind of will peel a little bit, so honestly, I'm surprised they didn't extend it anymore, and quite frankly, maybe you can, I just don't know how. But this piece right here does not stick off the car enough to block the rocks from shooting down the side of the car into this intake. So now I'm super cautious when I drive what's on the ground to make sure that nothing's going to pop up, obviously, and shoot into here. You guys can see there's no grate, there's really no protection whatsoever. It can bounce off the car, and then little pebbles and rocks will come in here, and they'll actually pool up in here along the bottom. It's really hard to see, but it's super obnoxious. You'll look back in here and there will literally just be little rocks, and so it's just asking to dent your car. And then in addition to that, they also have no screen grate or anything whatsoever over this radiator. You guys might be able to see that, just raw radiator. So that is the absolute biggest pet peeve I have, because it just drives me nuts when you're going down the road and you hear stuff going tink tink up into the side of your car. So now the second thing that I cannot stand about the 2023 C8 Corvette Z06 is going to be just really the whole way they have the rear trunk set up. Now, I love the glass on the coupe, how you can see into the engine bay. I think that's beautiful. Everybody loves to see the engine. Look at Ferrari, look at Lamborghini, look at really the companies that this car was modeled after. But that's not my issue. My issue is not necessarily with the back glass itself. It's actually with the trunk and the design of the trunk. So let's jump right into that. So if you come back here, by the way, there is my famous Stingray badge on my Z06. Not supposed to be there. It's a mistake, but that's besides the point. I actually like it there. I don't hate it, so Corvette, I'm not complaining about that. But what you do is you come back here, you reach down here, pop this thing up, and you see you have this beautiful trunk space, right? Amazing job, Corvette. Thank you for giving us some usable trunk space. But
let's jump into now what I can't stand about this entire back area. First thing I can't stand about it is this stupid trunk, how hot it gets. Just to put this into perspective, guys, I put a surfboard back here heading to the lake, and the surfboard had wax on it for your feet to stick to it, right? Well, it was literally so hot back here that it melted my surfboard wax off my board into my rug, and it was a huge pain to have to get it all cleaned up. So you can see this causes immense issues if you're putting groceries back here, you know, if you're putting meats or dairy products, and then you're going to run another errand and it gets all hot back here, let alone when you're driving. It's literally like over 100 degrees in this back box. If you put your hand up against this, it's quite frankly hot. But you know, that's where they have their air intake. I get it. I just personally think very, very poor design on the insulation. I honestly probably would have just gotten rid of that as a whole and shortened the car, but whatever, my opinion is kind of irrelevant. So now the next thing I don't like about the rear engine bay. Again, it's so sick that you can see the engine, but check this out. Do you guys see how dirty this is? Look how dirty everything is. I just washed the car and it's been out on the street one time. One time and it's already this dirty. Look at this. So the reason this all happens is actually because of this rear deck lid. Now you'll start to see why I don't like it. See this cut in here? This cut actually goes directly into the engine. So when you're washing the car or when it's raining, honestly, it doesn't bug me as much when it's raining. It really bothers me most when I'm trying to wash the car. But water goes all in here with the soap. It drips all on your motor. It goes through these vents in here. And really this entire back engine bay just gets filthy. It gets covered in soap. It gets covered in water, rain, dirt, you name it. So I personally would have changed that design a little bit so that the water is not trickling directly into your engine. Now, I'm no professional mechanic, but I definitely know my way around the basics of an engine, and I can tell you that sitting water on top of your engine is not good. Not only your engine, but just bolts, electronics, things like that. I just really prefer to keep engine bays as dry as possible. Obviously, they get wet a little bit, but I think the whole open concept that they have over the top of those vents, and obviously it's trying to relieve heat, as my other complaint is, but it's just a poor design, and water just fills that entire back area and it gets absolutely disgusting. So in the spirit of trunks, let's talk about the next thing I don't like, which is this front trunk. This front trunk is the weirdest thing. If you click this button twice, how it says, guess what? Doesn't open. You have to push and hold, and then it will pop up like that. See that, guys? And then you can come in here. Now this trunk itself, well designed. I think it's great. It works excellent. It'd be nice if we had a little bit more space, but it is what it is. Here's my problem with it though. You come down here, you close it. It's not electronic. What the heck? You literally have to put your hand on top of it. You gotta be careful you don't bend it or dent it. I like to close mine softly and then give it a little click, and it clicks in. But remember, if you come back around to this rear deck is fully electronic. You have the technology. Why is it not electronic? What the heck? I'm pretty sure you guys even did it on the E-Ray. You put the electronic front trunk, and then here in the Z06, which is currently your guys' highest car, or highest, I guess, spec car that you offer, we don't have an electric front trunk. Come on. So for the next piece of this car that absolutely drives me nuts, let's talk about this top roof. Now, it's basically a targa top, just like the old Porsches, some would say, or even like Corvette, if they're the ones that you think actually designed it. I have no idea. But I like the targa top. I think it's a really great idea. I think it's an excellent design to be able to open up the car a lot, have a better driving experience. You can even put this in the trunk. As you guys know, you just come down here, you swing both of these out, you pop this back piece open, and then boom. That's not necessarily the problem. I love this, and it's great that you can sit it in that back trunk, and it's got the perfect place to lock in. All excellent. Here is the problem.
When you drive with this top off, it sounds just like when you were a kid sitting in the back of the car and one person has the window down and all the rest are up, and you have super, super bad buffeting like a helicopter, like whap, 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 whap. Really, really, really loud wind noise. You even have to crack the windows a little bit because it's so bad that it literally sounds like somebody has their window down and all the rest are up. So if you crack the windows just a little bit, even with the top off, it reduces some of that suction and it relieves a lot of the noise. But it absolutely drives me nuts, and quite frankly, I leave the top on almost all the time because I just can't stand driving with that, you know, whipping noise. Now, if you're not on the highway, you're at low speeds, cruising, car show, whatever, cool, it's not that big of a deal. But if you're on the highway and you're trying to enjoy the good weather or go on a cruise, it just drives you nuts unless you have the windows all the way down. So that's my next complaint. Apparently, I can't count and I need to go back to school because I'm not sure if I did actually 5 things I hate, but I'm going to give you guys just one more bonus thing that I don't like. So, Corvette, please listen. All right, for this next one, we are going to have to fire her up. So, let's get it started up. I do love that. That's pretty cool. It's fun that you can see the Corvette. It's nice that they show you the Z06 with the Z07 package, but not what I'm talking about. Man, it sounds good. All right, let me turn off the AC so you guys don't have to listen to this. So, you can see how it says launch control unavailable. This is the most difficult car to get into launch control mode that I have ever owned. Now, I've driven Ferraris, Lamborghinis, all these different supercars, and I've never experienced something so difficult to get into launch control mode than the C8 Z06. So right now I am currently just in touring mode, or my mode, a lot of people will call it, and launch control is currently unavailable because we don't have the system basically set up to race. So if you put it in drive, still unavailable, and if you push off the traction control, it is also still unavailable. But let's put it in Z mode, right? Well, Z mode launch control is still unavailable. So what the system recommends is that you push Z mode twice and it will engage launch control. Well, that doesn't always work. So what you actually have to do is, traction control button right here. I already pushed it. You guys can see traction control is off. There's logo. Launch control still unavailable. The car is in drive. Well, here is the catch. I'm going to show you guys right now. This is how I personally get it into launch control. Maybe there's a better way to go about it, but I push Z mode again, right? So that I can get the edits up on the screen. Then you push edit. Then you got to put the PTM to race. Once the PTM goes to race, it changes your traction control. Now you push OK. Then it pops up race 2 right there. You also can't change the modes with the arrows right here, which is incredibly stupid in my opinion, but whatever. Now launch control is available. So let's push traction control again. Doesn't do anything. Oh, there it goes. All right, now launch control is back to being unavailable. So you literally have to come over here. You have to go to Z mode. You got to put the PTM on. You got to put the traction control off. You got to put it in drive, and then, oh, see, I'm telling you guys, I don't even know what makes it go on. There it is. Traction control is off. We're in PTM race, and launch control is still unavailable. It is, I'm telling you, it's just a pain, all right? So we'll push it again. Then this thing pops up. Press again for PTM on. So push it again. Now I should be able to go into launch control. Let's see. Okay. Yep. And then you push and hold the brake, and you're ready to roll. Well, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today to the most recent episode of Shift Talk TV for 5 things we hate about the 2023 C8 Z06. Without further ado, I can't wait to catch you on the next video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, press the like button, refer us to your friends, and we'll see you on the next one.